Hello friend, in today's video we will simulate the face mask detection program by using Raspberry Pi. So in this program we will create a simulation which is used to detect the mask or not. So once the mask is detected, then gate will be automatically open or automatically closed. Also the message will be present on the LCD. We will also use the temperature sensor so that if the mask also detected, then it will sense the body temperature, and depending upon the some range it will decide to open or to close the gate. So before starting the code, first we will see what will be the flow of this project. So you can see when we start our code, the mask detection program will start and it will sense mask detected or not. If the mask status is no, it means mask is not detected, then mask not detected message print on the LCD and gate will be not open. And let's say if the mask is detected, then print mask detected message on LCD, then it will read the body temperature. So if the body temperature is greater than 90 degrees Celsius or less than the 100 degrees Celsius, then it will open the gate. If the body temperature is above this range or below this range, then body temperature high message print on the LCD and gate will be not open. So we will create a such type of project in Proteus. Also we will require OpenCV library. So I request you, please watch this complete video so that you will get idea about what are the different software which is used to create such type of project, and you will also get the idea about programming. So before starting the actual implementation, let's see the what will be the final output of this project. So you can see when I run my Proteus software, this is a button. When I press that button, you can see first welcome message printed on LCD, then waiting for the data. So it is meaning that it is waiting for the input from the face detection program. So we will open the face detection program. So to run the face detection program, go to the run and click on the run module. So once you run the face detection program, you can see this Python shell will open and it will start your face detection program. Then first line is start video streaming. This means it will open your camera. So wait for some second, let's say wait for some minute, let's say 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So depending upon your laptop specification, it will take some time. So once the face detection program started, you can see this lines printed on the Python shell. Now you can see camera will be open at the bottom. So open your camera here. So once you click on camera frame, the frame getting detected. So I will open my frame. So you can see currently no mask detected message print on the frame also. So currently you can see no mask detected message print on the LCD, also print on the frame also. So once I wear the mask, then mask detected message print on LCD. Then after that it will detect the body temperature, that is 99.35. Then gate will be open and gate will be closed after some time. So this is the one part of this code. Now the next part is if the body temperature is greater than 100 degrees Celsius. So now we will increase the body temperature to 100 degrees Celsius. Now you can see you can change the body temperature from here. So I will increase till 105. Again face detection program here. So now you can see mask not detected message print on LCD. Now if I wear the mask, then it will detect the mask, but it again check the body temperature. If the body temperature is greater than 90 and less than 100, then it will be open the gate. If the body temperature is greater than 100 or less than 90, then it will not open the gate. Now we will simulate that one also part. Now I will wear the mask. So once I wear the mask, you can see mask detected message print on LCD. Then temperature is 105. Then it will say high temperature and gate closed. Now same part will be repeat again and again. So before starting the next part, I request you please subscribe my channel. You can see currently I have 314 subscriber, and up till now I have uploaded more than 30 videos on Raspberry Pi. The video starting from the hardware also like LED till the IoT application. So if you want to learn the Raspberry Pi also Python programming, you should subscribe my channel. This channel is actually completely free of cost. So if you want to learn the Raspberry Pi from the scratch and the Python, you should subscribe my channel. Also you can see to verify my channel on the YouTube channel, I need the 1000 subscriber, also the 4000 watch hour. So this will be happen only because of you. So please subscribe my channel. This will motivate me and click on the like button. Once you click on the like button, this video automatically promoted by the YouTube, and this will help the other student also. Okay, for this project you will require latest Python version. So you can download Python 3.9.6 latest version from this link. So once you open this link into any browser, you can find this web page. So click on this download Python button. So once you click on download Python button, you will find this Python application file. This is actually the setup file. So you have to download this setup file from this link. So once you download this setup file, double click on this setup file. So once you double click on this setup file, you will find this window. Now select all these two options, then click on the customize installation. So once you click on the customize installation, click on select all the option from the features, then click on the next. Then after that, in advanced option, select all the option, then provide the path where you want to save that Python installation file. So like I have given the path C program file Python 39. So this is my path. You can also change this path based on your requirement. Just click on the browser button. Then after that click on the install button. So once you click on the install button, the Python get installed in your laptop. So if you want to verify Python install or not, just go to the start bar and type here Python. So once you type Python, you can find ideally Python 3.9 get installed in your laptop also. So if this logo or this application present in your laptop, that means Python successfully installed in your laptop. So this is the one software we require for this project. Now next part is project is completely divided into two software. One is pure basic Python program, and next part is our Protest simulation program. So in pure Python basic program, if you go and click on run and run module button, then maybe you will find this type of error: no module name TensorFlow. So if you want to install this TensorFlow library in your Python, you have to go command prompt. So if you want to open the command prompt, go to the start bar again and type here cmd. So once you type cmd, you can find this command prompt open, and from here you have to install all the library that require in your project. So let's say first we have to install the TensorFlow library. So once you open command prompt, you have to type cd, then provide this path C program file Python 39 script. So this path is different, maybe like in the first installation process you have given this path. So once you go to that path, let's say my path C, then program files, then Python 39, then select script. So go to script, you can find three files: pipe 3.9 and pipe 3. So you have to copy this path. So once you copy this path, go to again cmd and type here cd and paste that path. So once you paste that path, click on enter. So that means your cmd now work on in this path only. So once you go to that path, like this path, you have to load the TensorFlow library in Python. So if you want to load the TensorFlow library, or if you want to install that library, type this command pipe3 install TensorFlow. So go to cmd and type here same command pipe3 install TensorFlow. So just like this, pipe3 install TensorFlow and press enter. So once you press enter, you will find this logo downloading TensorFlow. This means that the TensorFlow library started downloading. So once that library downloaded, you will get message also the TensorFlow library downloaded successfully. Now next part is you will also require this iMutils library for this project. So if you want to download this library also, again you have to follow the same process. Go to the cmd, then go to this path, and once you go to this path, just type this line pipe3 install iMutils. So you can find this command. This command you have to type on cmd. So once you type this command on cmd, you can see this black window and that library gets started downloading. So like this, again go to this cmd path and type here python 3 install whatever library you want to install, emutils. So like this you can install all the library that you require. So if there is no library found in your software when you run the code, you have to follow the same process. Now next part is installation of cv2 library. So if you want to install cv2 library, again same process, go to that path and just type pipe3 install opencv python. So all this command I will add in description. You can run this command one by one on cmd. So once you install the opencv library also, then it will give successfully message that opencv library install. Now next part is you require the serial communication library. So if you want to install serial communication library, again go to the cmd, go to that path, this path, C program files, Python scripts, then type this command pipe3 install serial. So once you type this in serial command, then you can find this library get automatically installed in your Python. So likewise we have installed all the library in Python. Now if you want to verify whether that library get installed or not, then open the Python shell, type Python and open this Python IDLE. So once you open Python IDLE, you can import whatever library you have installed. Just type that command there, like import serial. So type this command here, import serial. You can see there is no any error found. Now next part we have installed cv2 library also. The open, copy this, go to Python shell and type here import cv2. Then you can see there is no error. That means this library also successfully installed. Now next part is emulators library. Copy this command and go to the Python shell and type here, press enter. You can see there is no error. So likewise you can check all the library get successfully installed or not in your laptop. So once you install all the library parties for serial communication, we will require one more external software. The software name is this one. So you will require virtual serial port emulator software. I will tell you what is important of that software when we run our code. So basically you want to download this software also. I will provide the application link, that is a setup file of this software in your Google Drive. You can download that software from my Google Drive link. You can find this. So for virtual serial port emulator software, I will provide setup link on Google Drive. You can download that setup link. Once you download that setup link, you can find this zip file setup vspe. So right click on this setup, go to 7-zip and extract that setup. So once you extract that setup, you have to double click on that setup and try to install that software also. So once you install that software, you will find this this logo on your desktop. So double click on that logo, or you will find that logo at your bottom side also. So once you open, you can find this software. So it is very necessary you have to download all the software and follow each and every step that I told you. Do not miss a single step also. Please watch this video again if you don't understand anything. So before start the hardware connection, like this connection, I request you, so if you want a ready-made project, this ready-made project, you can download the complete project from the Google Drive. But I request you, please watch this complete video so that you can get idea about each and every point from this program, from this hardware connection also. So if you invest 40 minutes in this video, you will learn lot of things from me. So I request you, please watch the complete video. Now next part is we will design such circuit in the Proteus. So if you want to design such type of circuit, go to your Proteus 8 software, right click on this software and click on run as administrator. Then click on yes. For Raspberry Pi project you require Proteus 8.9 software. So if you haven't installed 8.9 software yet, please watch my first video. In that video I have explained you how to install this software. So once you open this software, click on the new project. Then after that give your project name here. Let's say face. Then provide the path of your folder. Then click on next button. Then select this create schematic. Click on next button. Select this. Do not create the PCB layout. Then click on next button. Then select create firmware project. Go to the family and select Raspberry Pi. Then click on next and click on finish. So once you click on finish, you can find two windows, schematic capture and source code. In source code window, we will paste our code and we will design our code in source code window, and in schematic window we will design our circuit. So first part is we will first simulate the LCD. So to select the LCD, go to the component mode, then click on P, then type here L16 cross 2, 16x2. So once you type 16x2, you have to select this LCD, then click on OK and place that LCD here. So once you place that LCD, you have to first connect the RW pin to the ground. So to select the ground, go to the terminal mode, then click on ground and place that ground here. So once you place that ground, connect that ground with RW. Now next part is you have to connect RS pin to Raspberry Pi. So if you want to connect any pin to Raspberry Pi, go to the terminal mode, then click on default and place that default pin here. Then right click on this pin and rotate anti-clockwise and place that pin in front of RS pin. So once you place that pin in front of RS pin, connect that pin with RS pin. If you want to connect this RS pin to GPIO 4, so double click on this RS pin and give your name GPIO 4. Click on OK. Repeat the same process for the remaining pins. For enable pin should be connected to GPIO 17. So go to again terminal mode, then default, place pin here, then right click on this pin, rotate anti-clockwise, then place that pin in front of enable pin, then connect that pin here, then double click on this pin and give here name GPIO 17. Now next part is you have to connect D4, D5, D6 and D7 pin. So we will require 4 default pin. So go to the terminal mode, then click on default, select 4 pin at a time, then select all this pin. Now right click all this pin and select rotate anti-clockwise. So once you select rotate anti-clockwise, select all this pin again and place that pin in front of D4, D5, D6 and D7 and connect that pin one by one. After that you have to connect D4 pin to GPIO 18. So double click on this pin and give here name GPIO 18. GPIO 18. Make sure that this name should be identical with your this name. Now next part is you have to connect D5 pin to GPIO 27. So double click on this pin and give here name GPIO 27. Now next part is D6 should be connected to GPIO 22. Double click on this pin, give here name GPIO 22. D7 should be connected to GPIO 23. So double click on this pin and give here name GPIO 23. Click on OK. Now next part is you have to connect the MCP module to Raspberry Pi, because if you want to connect the temperature sensor to Raspberry Pi does not have the inbuilt ADC. So ADC module, so you will require external ADC IC. So to select the external ADC IC, go to P component mode, then click on P and type here MCP 3208. So once you type MCP 3208, you can find this IC, then click on OK and replace that IC here. So once you place that IC, you have to first connect all the default pin first. So go to the terminal mode, then click on default, place 4 pin at a time. Then after that select all this pin, right click on this pin, select rotate 180 degree. Now move that pin in front of all this pin. After that connect each pin one by one. Now clock pin of this IC should be connected to clock pin of Raspberry Pi. So double click on this pin and give here name CLK. Click on OK. Now D in pin from this IC should be connected to master out pin of Raspberry Pi. So double click on this pin, give here name MISI, master out slave in. Now D out pin from this IC should be connected to MISO pin. So double click on this pin, give here name MISO. Click on OK. Now CS pin should be connected to CS. So double click on this pin, give your name CS and click on OK. Now next part is you have to connect VCC of this IC and ground. So to connect the VCC, go to the generated mode and click on DC and place that DC pin here and connect that DC pin with V reference. So if you want to provide the power supply, double click on this pin and give a power supply 3.3. Click on OK. Now ground should be connected to ground. So again go to the terminal mode, then click on ground and place that ground here. Now connect that ground with this ground. Now next part is you have to select the LM35 sensor. So go to the component mode, then click on P and type here LM35. So once you type, you can select this LM35, click on OK and place that LM35 here. Now next part is you have to connect second pin of LM35 to channel 0. So connect this pin directly, this one. Now third pin of this LM35 should be connected to ground. So go to the terminal mode, click on ground and place that ground here. Now connect that ground to this pin. Now first pin of this LM35 should be connected to VCC. So go to generated mode, click on DC and place that DC pin here and connect that DC pin to this pin. Now double click on this pin and give here voltage 3.3. Click on OK. So this will complete our LM35 circuit with Raspberry Pi. Now next part is you have to connect the DC motor. So to connect the DC motor, we will require L293D IC. Why we require L293D IC? Because if you want to rotate motor in clockwise and anti-clockwise direction, you require L293D IC. So for that we will use L293D. So go to component mode, then click on P and type here L293D. So once you type L293D, click on OK and place L293D here. Now out pin of this L293D should be connected to DC motor. So again go to the component mode and then click on P and type here DC motor. So once you type DC motor, you can find a simple DC motor. Select this one, click on OK and place the DC motor here. After that, if you want to connect this DC motor with this pin, go to the terminal mode, then click on default to place two default pin here. Then select both default pin, right click on this pin, rotate 180 degree, place that pin in front of there, in front of out 1 and out 2. After that, connect out 1 to this pin and out 2 to this pin. Then select again, you require two default pin. Go to terminal mode, click on default, place one default pin here, second default pin here, connect that default pin with your DC motor, this default pin with this pin. Then double click on this out one pin and give here name DC1, click on OK. Now double click on this out pin, give here name DC2, same name should be given here. So this should be have DC1. So this means virtually this pin gets two pins get connected. Now double click on this pin and give your name DC2. After that, VCC and VSS should be connected to power supply. So go to the generated mode, click on DC and place the DC power supply here. Now connect that DC power supply to this pin. Again this power supply to this pin. So double click on this pin and give here a voltage 12 volt. Click on OK. Now this enable should be connected to this power supply. So go to again the terminal mode, click on default and place the default pin here. Connect the default pin with enable. Again go to terminal mode, then default, place one default pin here and connect that default pin here. So double click on this pin and give here name EN. Click on OK. Same you have to repeat. Double click on this pin, give here name EN. Click on OK. So virtually this pin 2 gets connected. Now IN1 and IN2 should be connected to Raspberry Pi. So go to the terminal board, click on default and place that default pin here. Now second pin should be here. Now click on this pin, connect here. Click on this pin, connect here. IN1, IN2 should be connected to Raspberry Pi GPIO 5 and GPIO 6 pin. So double click on this pin and give your name GPIO 5. Click on OK and give your name GPIO 6. Click on OK. Now ground pin should be connected to ground. So go to the generated mode, then click on ground. Sorry, go to terminal mode, click on ground and place on ground here and connect that ground to ground. So this will complete our DC motor part. So now if you want to give some frame here, so go to this square bracket and select pin and you can create a box. You can give name here also here. Go to the A and select pin again and just select here and give your name DC motor module and click on OK and play. You can see this name come here. So if you want to increase that size, double click on this, go to this arrow and double click on this name and increase the size. Click on OK and move that pin name. Now next part is if you want to communicate your Python program, that is OpenCV program, with your Proteus software, you require serial terminal. So go to the component mode, click on P and type here compin. Type here compin. So this compin nothing but your COM port, virtually COM port. So click on OK and place that COM port here. So once you place that COM port here, you have to connect RX pin of this COM port to Raspberry Pi RxD pin. So go to a terminal mode, click on default and place that default pin here. Now connect this RxD pin to RxD pin. Now double click on this pin and give your name RxD. So why I am given RxD name, you can see on Raspberry Pi for serial terminal this name RxD. So what happen when your Python program runs, also your Proteus program also run. The Python program send one signal when face is detected. That signal send on this COM port. So if Raspberry Pi want to receive that signal, it require RxD pin. So that we have connected RxD pin here. Now once you connect that RxD pin, you have to change the COM port name. So double click on this pin and give your name comp1 and baud rate should be 9600 and virtual baud rate should be 9600 and click on OK. Now this will completed all our circuit. Now next part is we have to go to the source code. Now if you want to write the source code, go to the source code section. Now Control A, select all, delete all this. Now copy the source code. I will provide this source code in .py file. Just take this source code and once you copy, your Proteus software completed. Only the Proteus part is completed. So we have designed the schematic also and we have completed the source code also. Now next part is your Python program to detect the face. Now once you simulate, once you design all this circuit, now next part is we have to create the virtual COM port. So to create the virtual COM port, you require this software. You have already installed this. So double click on this software. So if you want to create the virtual COM port, you require this software. You have already installed this software. So double click on this software. Once you double click, open this software. Click on OK. Now go to the device and click on create. So once you click on create, click on next and just click on finish. So you can see virtual COM port is ready and you can see initialization also okay. Now click on green button. So once you click on green button, this COM port gets installed. So this is also one part of our project. So automatically this will go to the background. So you can find this software at the end, this one, and virtual COM port gets started. Now next part is your Python code that will use to detect the mask. So for that you require one folder. So I will add this folder in Google Drive. You can download directly this folder. So once you download this folder, you can find three many files inside this folder. Then more important file is detect mask video. So if you want to open this file in Python, go to this so detect mask video. It is very important file. In this file only we have detected the face mask. Also we have sent the data to Proteus. So if you want to open this file, go to the Python, go to start bar and type here Python. So once you type Python, click on IDLE. Now go to the file and open file. Then go to the E drive, whatever your folder structure. So go to that folder structure and select this file, detect mask video, and click on OK. Now you can see this file gets open. Now if you want to run this code, go to the run and run module. So before start the actual now next part is we will see the importance line from this code. So whatever the code, all this code already explained on YouTube channel. You can watch this video of face detection by using Python by Balaji Srinivasam. This YouTuber already explained each and every line from this code. Whatever the extra line that I have added in this code for the Proteus software, I will explain here. So once you watch that video completely, come to again my video. So you can see this one is extra line I have added, import serial. So basically we will use serial communication. So basically we will use serial communication to send the data from this Python file to Proteus software. Then after that serial.serial com1 to 9600. So this line basically used to access the com1, that is virtually we have created com1 port already, and 9600 is baud rate that we have set on the Proteus. Then we have this variable gets created, and this variable used to access the port to write the data or to read the data. So at the end, so you can see this is also extra line that I have added here. So if the label one, that is label is nothing but the mask detected or mask not detected. So if label is equal to mask, that means mask is detected. So then I have written s dot write 1. So this means one data, that is logic 1, sent to Proteus software. Else if mask is not detected, then s dot write b 0, that is 0 value sent on the Proteus software. So this 1 and 0 value we will take on the Proteus software, and let's see the what happened in the Proteus program. So I will open my Proteus code. So if you want to see that code, go to source code. Now we will see each and every line from this Proteus code. So first line is import SPI dev. So basically if you want to use the ADC in your Raspberry Pi, like this ADC, you require SPI communication. For that you require this SPI library. Now import time. So if you want to add some delay in your code, you require this time library. Now import OS. If there is OS function in your code, then you require this library. Now next part is import raspberry pi.gpio GPIO. So basically if you want to use GPIO pins from Raspberry Pi, you require this line, import PIO, import ports. So basically these two lines, import ports and import PIO, basically used for the serial communication. Now next line is port.uart. So this port.uart basically create one variable which is used to access the data from the serial terminal. So you can see when Python program send data, this data take at this com pin, and if you want to access that data from the com pin, you require this line. Now next part is import GPIO.set mode, GPIO board. So Raspberry Pi we will use as a board completely. GPIO.set warning to the false. So whenever you run the code, Raspberry Pi gives you warning that whatever the GPIO pin you have used is already used before. So to avoid that warning, you will require this line. Now next line is SPI dev to SPI. So this will create SPI variable which is used to open the SPI communication. So once you create the SPI variable, now times to open the SPI communication with this line. Now next part is LCD RS27. So if you want to check our schematic and go to the RS pin and double click on the go to the RS pin, you can see RS pin connected to GPIO4, and go to the Raspberry Pi and you can see GPIO4 is connected to 7 number pin. Okay, now next line is data PIO.uart.RSCV. So basically this function, it is used to take the data from the OpenCV program. So once the mask is detected, this function return the 1 value. If mask is not detected, then this function return the 0 value. Then we in data variable we are storing that value 1 or 0. So if data is equal to 1, means the mask is detected. So once the mask is detected, then we have to clear the LCD and print on LCD mask detected. So to print any data on LCD, you require this function LCD string. Then after that there are 2 second time delay. Then after that we will use read channel temperature. So basically read channel temperature, this is a function used to read the data from the LM35 sensor. So that data is coming in the value of 0 to 1024. So to convert that value into degree Celsius, we require this function convert temp. So in convert temp we will pass this temp level value and 2 means the whatever the data will become, it will come after the it will display in 2 digit only, 2 decimal only. So whatever the once the temp convert temp function return the degree Celsius value, that value gets stored into temp variable. So after that we have to print that degree Celsius value on the LCD. So again we will create the LCD. Then we will first print on line number 1, that is row 1 on LCD temperature, and on row 2 we will print string str of temp. So str of temp means this temperature. So this temperature variable store the value in terms of float. So if you want to convert that float into string, we will require this typecasting operator str. So str of temp will typecast whatever the float value into character into string, and that string gets print on the LCD. Again there is 2 second time delay. After that we are checking if temperature is greater than 90 and temperature is less than 100. So this means it is valid temperature. If that valid temperature, we have to print get open message on LCD. Then we have to turn on the motor. So to turn on the motor, this line is used, gpio.output motor 1 to true and gpio.output motor 2 to false. So motor 1 and motor 2 nothing but from the schematic you can see motor 1 and motor 2 nothing but this GPIO5 and GPIO6. So once you send high signal on one line and low signal on 0 line, that motor gets rotated in clockwise direction. So after 1 second time delay, we have to rotate that motor into anti-clockwise direction. So to rotate the motor into anti-clockwise direction, you want to swap that whatever the value you have sent, swap that value. So motor 1 gets false value and motor 2 gets true value. So with this motor will rotate in anti-clockwise direction. After that we have to stop the motor. So to stop the motor we have to send false value on the 2 motor pins. So that we have used this line. Then let's say if the temperature value is above the range, then else part get execute and we will print high temperature and then get close message on LCD, and with that we have to stop the motor. To stop the motor, again you have to send false message on the motor 1 and motor 2. So let's say mass is not detected message mass is not detected message present, and then Python OpenCV program send 0 value. Then data is equal to 1. It is not 1, it is 0. So go to the else part. Now else part we have to print on LCD mass not detected, just that only. So this is the complete logic of your Proteus code. Now how to run your code, it is very important to see this. Without this you will not able to run your project. So you can see there are 2 windows. One window is Proteus window, in that we have opened the schematic. Now next window is detect mass video.py. This is the Python window. So first run the Python code. So to run the Python code, the one line from the Python code is SRS is equal to 1. So this 1 and 0 means if I give here 0, it will take the camera from your laptop, and if you add the extra camera, that is USB camera, and if you want to use that USB camera, you can give 1. So I have given 0 for now. Now first you have to run this code. So go to the first before start this 2 code, you have to first check this software is working or not. Virtual serial port, check COM port, and check here initialization is okay or not. So once it is okay, now minimize this, go to the run module and click on the run module. So once you click on the run module, there may be some time this software will taken, let's say 5 minutes also, let's say 4 minutes also to start the code. So wait. Okay, you can see starting video streaming, and you can see this message printed on this Python shell, and you can see at the bottom the frame also get present. So right now no mass detected message present on this frame. Now after that you have to run your Proteus. So to run the Proteus, go to this and click on this green button. So once you click on this green button, so you can see the first the welcome message printed on the Proteus, then mask not detected because I haven't wear the mask. Now if I wear the mask, so you can see mask detected message. So you can see mask detected message present on LCD. Then temperature is 105. It is high temperature. That is, it is giving high temperature. Gate closed. Mask detected. Now, if you want to open the gate, you want to just down the temperature below 100. Then you can see. Now you can see here temperature is 99. Gate open and gate closed. So this is the complete flow of our project. So if you have any doubt regarding this project, please contact me on my mail or on my WhatsApp number. I have added my WhatsApp number and mail in the description.